Talked about how Taiwan can navigate through U.S.-China competition, working with the U.S. and its allies to boost Taiwan's defense capabilities as the country gains more support from the international community. In the last part of our show, let's now hear from Bonnie Glaser, Director of the Asia Program at the Washington-based German Marshall Fund, in an exclusive interview on Xi's ambition and his timeline on taking over Taiwan.
The most important thing that the United States can and should do is bolster its military capabilities to counter China's anti-access area denial threats, to be able to have a credible capability to defend Taiwan. And today, China has some conventional military advantages over the United States. And it's going to take time for the United States to build those capabilities. So that's, I think, the most important thing that the United States needs to do. Secondly, I think that the US needs to continue to build coalitions to encourage the international community to take measures to warn China that any use of force, any unilateral change in the status quo would be met with severe consequences. And of course, in the aftermath of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, there is some discussion going on between the United States and its allies as to what sanctions they might be willing to impose on China should it use force against Taiwan. And then there's the question of whether countries will be willing to make a commitment to make those threats public or to convey them credibly to China so that Beijing understands that the costs of using force would be very high.
What do you feel is Xi's agenda in terms of invading Taiwan?
In terms of the real likelihood, my own analysis is that Xi Jinping understands that there are potentially very high costs in invading Taiwan. First of all, if the PLA launches a full-scale invasion and it fails and suffers great losses, that could really harm the legitimacy of the Chinese Communist Party and Xi Jinping's own position. So I think that this is not a decision he is going to make very easily. That said, if Xi Jinping were to believe that there was a serious possibility that Taiwan could become a de jure independent country that would be recognized by the United States and other countries, then I believe that even if he believed that if Taiwan were to be attacked and the Chinese might fail, the PLA might not succeed, he would still take that risk because he would want to be seen as defending that what they claim is the territorial integrity and sovereignty of their country. So 2027 is a date that has been kicked around quite a bit. It does represent a goal for the development of military capabilities. We know that. Xi Jinping referred to 2027 in his political report to the 20th Party Congress. And of course, it is the 100th anniversary of the founding of the PLA. That said, that date cannot be tied, at least through any authoritative document that I have seen, with a decision to use force against Taiwan. So I believe that Xi Jinping has not yet made a decision to use force.